All right, guys. So we're gonna start off talking about the NBA playoffs here today, you guys. As you guys know, we're currently in the finals, conference finals now. We got the West versus the East. Both teams. It's been determined the last four teams in the playoffs going up against each other. We're gonna start off with the West. So you guys, we got Oklahoma City Thunder versus the San Antonio Spurs. Listen, this series is about to be good. Like I genuinely am hyped for this series because I personally think this can go a game seven. Literally. I'm gonna say both series, both conference finals are gonna go from West and East. They're gonna go a game five or game seven for sure. But let's start off with OKC, you guys. So OKC right now is currently unbeatable. They have swept the Suns, they swept the Lakers, and they are looking phenomenal right now. That team is looking like a beast. San Antonio, they beat the Trailblazers 4-1 in the series, and then they beat Minnesota 4-2 in the series. They also look good right now. You got right now basically the 1 and 2 seed going up against each other essentially. So let's break it down for team to team. So let's start off with OKC. Their momentum right now is that they're unbeatable. They are undefeated, like I just said a couple minutes ago. They're 8-0. Nobody's been able to beat them. Another thing also is that they get home court advantage. You know, they had the best record in the NBA, 64-18, during the regular season. The team has been doing phenomenal, and they got that home court advantage with a game seven, for example. But here's one of the things that I really like about OKC right now is how balanced their roster is. As you guys saw in the regular season, even with Shea not around, this team managed to win games like if it was nothing. Think about it. And shout out to Shea winning back-to-back MVPs. That was tough, as you guys know, was announced yesterday. That was fire. Congrats to him. But think about it. You got the rising stardom of Jalen Williams. You got Chet Holmgren, if I'm, announcing his name, in the middle. You also got the amount of depth you have is phenomenal right now. McLean, that dude, I remember I was watching him against, I think it was game three. It was game three against the Lakers. And dude, that dude was shooting threes like nothing. I was like, damn. I remember he came off the bench and I was like, shit. Um, but this team, you guys, is dominant, man. The biggest thing with OKC is also going to be is just finding a way to stop Victor. If they could find a way to stop Wemby, man, they are going to have a very good chance of winning it. If they can stop Wemby, this series possibly can go maybe a game four or game five, maybe a game six, because I think Spurs are at least going to win one or two games. But if they manage to find a way to stop that man, bro, they are going to look good. Now, the case for the Spurs, obviously Wemby. Wemby is the factor. This dude has been disruptive both sides of the end. You know, with his size, dude's like 7'5", I think, something like that. Bro can literally just touch the backboard like this and not even break a sweat, literally. But he's phenomenal offensively. The dude is like KD on steroids. Bro can block you like nothing because he could just put your hand up and get you out of there in 1.5. And also another thing with the Spurs, they're currently 62-20. They have obviously had a stronger teams. They had to play Minnesota, which was probably a little bit better than the other two teams that OKC played. And obviously their supporting cast. This is something that they're really going to have to, lock in with is like Devin Vissel, Keldon Johnson, and Stephen Castle. They have to be consistent still, keep providing defense, and just lock in, help Wemby out. De'Aaron Fox needs to come out there, do what he got to do. Obviously, also another thing with the Spurs that I, gave them a good opportunity was they have that monster. That's really it. And they got to lock in. They got to really lock in, play defense, provide that three, help Victor out. Now, here's the thing. During the regular season, both teams did trade blows defending their home court floors. Thunder dominated the Spurs 119-98 in mid-January in Oklahoma, but the Spurs bounced back and beat them 116-106 in Texas. So they're both strong. What's going to be the case for OKC is finding out if they can stop that man Victor. Now the biggest thing is gonna have to be is Shet. I'm hoping I'm providing or pronouncing his name right. He's gonna have to come up. He's gonna have to be really locked in because think about it. He's 7'1". Victor's 7'4". They're gonna really be pushing him to be blocking up, being under that rim in the paint, blocking up Victor, making sure that he's not scoring points. That's gonna be the biggest thing for OKC is making sure that he's good and that he's doing what he got to do defensively, blocking out, making sure that this gentleman does not score. But offensively, listen, Wemby, I think at the end of the day, here's what I'll say. Here's the breakdowns. Spurs, 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 Spurs have dominated OKC. If OKC cannot find a ground to stop Victor, I got the Spurs winning. If OKC finds a way to stop Victor and play like a team and like how they normally done and been dominant, I have OKC winning. But at the end of the day, my predictions is this game will be going to a game 7, and I got the Spurs winning it. I got the Spurs winning it with the help of Victor Wembanyama. I suck at pronouncing names, Jesus Christ. Now moving on to the East. This is where I'm really excited. You got my team, the New York Knicks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, you guys. This is the first time the Cavaliers have made it to the Eastern Conference Finals without LeBron James. I think the last time they made it was like 1993. It's been a minute. But hey, they played phenomenal against Detroit. I was watching that game. And Detroit, I don't know, you looked at it really, and Detroit's defense was just not there. It was not there. Like, I remember I was listening to the announcer. He was so disappointed in how bad the Pistons defense was playing. He was so disappointed. I think Donovan Mitchell came in clutch, came to play. I think some of the players on Detroit did not come to play. That was the key difference. And it also didn't feel like a home court advantage, to be honest with you. It really felt like just like another day at the office for the Cavs. I think the problem with Detroit is that, and we'll be discussing a little bit more down the road in a little bit about them. If Cade Cunningham doesn't do anything, this team doesn't go anywhere. It's like one of those cases, like, you know how OKC without Shea, they still win ball games. Without Cade, this team is not winning a single lick of nothing because they just don't have that star presence, next to him. Like how, let's say, Jokic has Jamal Murray, or LeBron has Luka, or Kyrie has Clay. It's like that kind of thing. Like Jalen, for example, how Jalen has, Carl, or hell, even with this one, Donovan Mitchell has James Harden, or vice versa, whatever. But it's just not. He doesn't have that, so it's a struggle for them to come up and win. They just felt flat too. They felt very flat and just very dry. I think the Cavs just came out more hungry. But obviously it went to game 7. Now they play the Knicks on Tuesday tomorrow. Let's discuss. So Knicks been playing phenomenal, you guys. They swept the Sixers. They have been very dominant. They have been playing very much different now. The plays they've been calling have been more around Karl Anthony Towns, around Cat. And it's been something that has been very successful for them. And many teams don't really have the combat for it. And it's been working out really well. But here's going to be the thing. Here's going to be the discussion. So let's talk about this. So who do I got winning? Because obviously that's what people are going to care about. That's what people care about. I got the Knicks winning in game. This, like I said before, this is going to be game 7, but I got the Knicks winning. Here's why. Are the Cavs going to be able to stop that playbook that the Knicks got going on with Cat? Are the Cavs going to be able to have opposing defenses stop Cat? That's going to be the thing. Is Jalen Brunson going to be locked in? That's going to matter. Josh Hart, Myles Garrett. I said Myles Garrett. What the hell is wrong with you, George? Josh Hart, going to have to come up. Now, obviously, one of the things that the Knicks got right now is the rest. They got a lot of rest, so they may be a little rusty. But hey, that's gonna be half the thing. Now, here's my thing: the Cavs have a really good advantage. They have a really good advantage with one gentleman. If this gentleman comes up clutch and locks in and plays nasty, like I know he can, they have a really good chance of taking it all. And that is James Harden. I feel like I'm going to say this right now. If James Harden comes out and plays like how he did in Houston with Donovan Mitchell there, I think the Cavs are going to win it. I got to be honest with you. I think the Cavs will win the series. If James Harden, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to what James Harden's performance is. Is he going to make a lot of turnovers, or is he going to score a lot of points? That's going to be the ultimate question with James Harden. But if James Harden comes out and plays like how he did in Houston, the Cavs are going to win the series. But I think at heart, the Knicks are going to have that advantage. They got home court. They've been playing very dominant. They swept the Sixers. Hey, and they got an advantage. Cat has been playing phenomenal. Mike Brown has been doing a great job with that calling plays that he's been doing, running it through Cat. Jalen Brunson is going to do his thing. He's going to stay locked in, be consistent. Cavs just have to make an adjustment. But this is going to be also a good series. Both playoff series are going to be good between East and West. I got to admit, it's going to be good. But I got the Knicks winning in a Game 7. I think both series are going to go a Game 7. Knicks got this one. I'm going to say the Spurs got the West side. But if the Cavs are going to win, James Harden has to lock the hell in. That's all I'm going to say. Now, discussing a little bit with Detroit, you guys, because obviously that was probably the team that left with a lot of disappointment. They were probably one of the favorites to come out this year, and it just didn't work out. So here's the thing. Let's start off. So they were playing phenomenal from October to April. They finished 60-22 in the regular season. They clinched the number 1 seed. They played a lot, because that's the thing. They have a lot of young cats. So they had a lot of energy and a lot of ruthlessness, hustle to them. And here's the thing. It started with the first round. Here's what happened. There was cracks basically showing when they had to fight and claw against Orlando. The fact that they had to fight and go to a Game 7 with Orlando, it just showed they were not ready yet. It shows that when it's pressure, when it's time to go, they are just not ready. I think that Game 7 collapse, like I said earlier, Donovan dropped 26 points, you guys. It was a blowout, 125-94. That they got their ass kicked. And it's just like, that's one of the biggest things is if Cade is not on the court, this team is not going to get anywhere. And it feels like with Cade, the poor guy, you got to really put all the ball on him. 90% of the time, you got to give the ball to him. And Cade is young, you guys. He's a young dude, bro. But from what I saw, here's some of the things that came to mind that I think Detroit needs to do this offseason. They need to upgrade the perimeter spacing. I think, today's NBA is all about, spacing on the court, having space around, be able to do pick and rolls and all that, etc. They have, young cats, but here's the thing. They need to get somebody that can help out offensively. This team, when you really look at it, they're built to be great defensively, but there's nobody that stands out to you offensively that's going to get shit done except for Cade. That's the thing. I would say also like front court rotation, see what they're going to do. Like Jalen, he's a physical force, but Isaiah Stewart, it's going to be something that you really got to think about. You got to get people that are going to block the shots. I would say you need to get some veteran floor pieces. A general, I would say I got Tyrese Jones. He's an unrestricted free agent. I think he would be a good assist turnover ratio kind of guy. Maybe Sage McClungham, um, also unrestricted free agent, currently finishing with the Hawks. But I think he could be a good space for them. Hey, maybe go out, get a Porzingis. Maybe I would say Detroit needs to get somebody that is going to make an impact for them. Somebody that's going to help Cade. Maybe go out and get an Anthony Davis. Maybe go out and get Anthony Davis, a big who can shoot, play good defense. I think Cade with Anthony Davis would be good. I was listening to Nightcap talking about it a little bit, and I think that would be a good pick. Now, the problem obviously with AD is he going to stay healthy? Is he going to be able to give you 60 to 82 games? No, he won't. The last 2-3 seasons, he's not been able to do that. So that's going to be the problem if you do that. But I think AD would be a good fit with Detroit. That would be nice.